This is a little angle readout I made from this Faceting machine my wife got me for my birthday. I've been wanting to try this for years, but the threshold to try this hobby is pretty high. So I got me some parts here. I got me a little AS5600 chip, angle chip, a little 1-inch OLED board, a couple tactile momentary contact push buttons, and that's pretty much it. And I got a little software right up here, and we can use the pre-calibration or make a new calibration. And I guess we'll use a pre-calibration and take this off. Oh, shit, I don't like too tight. There we go. And check that out. Check it out. It's a Ghetto Tech. And let's see if we can put it exactly on 45 and right there. And go back to 0. These little angle monitors don't work perfectly out of the box. You have to calibrate them. And so let me reset. And what I do is I do a 3-point calibration. Let's do a new calibration. And we'll set it to 0. Let's make sure it gets on 0. We actually got to tighten this up. Alright, let's calm down some. Calm down some. Let's see if I can get that on camera. Ugh. It's really hard to see on this little angle measurement that comes with it. Even the little nub that's supposed to point at it, it's hard to tell where it's pointing at. And that is 0. When we have 0 set, let's make sure it's all the way down, and we'll press select. Alright, now we're going to set to 45. And somebody move this thing up to 45. And let's get it pretty close. Right about... oh, shit. Sorry. There we go. Alright, where are we at here? Yeah, that's pretty damn close. Alright, let's roll it back some. Roll it back. See if I can see it on my camera. Alright, let's take that off. There's 45, that nub's sticking in the middle. Let me see if I can get on it. I'm going to take the camera off for a second. Right about there. Alright, we got it marked. It's close enough for this video. And let's come back out. And what we're going to do is calibrate that point. Alright, last point we're going to calibrate is 90 degrees. Let me get this up to there. There we go. 90 degrees. Come down. And actually that's too high right there. And now press final button. And now we're calibrated. And I can take this off. And it is boom. And that should be out of calibration. It's because we are below 0 right there. And it won't read below 0 or above 90. And so let's go pick a point. Let's pick 30 degrees. And get it on there. Let's see if I can get this thing on there. There we go. We're right below it. And as you can see, we're right below it. We're at like 28.5. And let's start rolling up. Let's see if we can roll up right to 30. And we'll get right on that nub. And that looks pretty close. I must have been off on my calibration this time, but I had it perfect last time. And 30. There it goes. And my calibration's off, but that's pretty damn close. And let's see. Oh, I'm terrible at operating this camera. And we're going up to 50. And 80. And like I said, you get this calibration dialed in, it works perfect. And then you can, let's see, this is the same thing right here. I've 3D printed this little rig right here. It goes directly there. I mounted the magnet directly to the end of the quill pinion right there. And it points directly at the board. And let's reuse the existing calibration. We're right back here. And man, my calibration's off though. It's not on 30. But it doesn't matter. We'll get it fixed. And that's 60, 70, 80, 90. So this is that chip's like $5. The little LED screen is like $5. So like I said, you can this is a lot cheaper. This machine's like 250 bucks. Any class above this is like thousands of dollars. And this little mast right here, this OLED, if you buy this from a big company, it's like multiple thousands of dollars. And I'm a broke ass bitch. I can't afford shit like that, especially just trying to hobby out. And also, I got these little cheap, like $30 for all these dops, but they don't have the notches on them for the Vevor machine. So I made a little 3D jig with a hole in the top, and I took one of the existing dops and I drilled a hole in it and shoved it in that hole, and now I've rigged up a whole set of dops for this machine. Goes right in, and like I said, you just drill a hole with a one little 1 millimeter bit, or might be 2 millimeters, and then I stuck some 2 millimeter rod in there as well. I don't know if you can see this rod right here, and then I just hammer wedged it in there, and it locked in pretty good. And I've just been using those, and that's how you get faceting on the cheap. Now I just gotta find some cheap stone.